What's up guys, welcome back to Make It Yourself. And for this week's video, we're actually going to get back into building something, creating something ourselves. So my subject for this video, or the thing I'm looking at, is I want to create a docking spot for my magnetic cell phone holder. So if you've watched some of the previous videos, you maybe have seen that I had a cell phone holder that's magnetic stuck to the tank of my 07 Road King Blue. And I've got a little bit of heartburn with that thing sitting on the paint. I just worry about like the dirt getting in between there and it kind of rubbing and potentially scratching the paint, and I have to buff it out like over and over again. So in order to address that, I've got an idea. Let me run it by you and I'll create it and we'll see how this thing turns out. So let's take a look at the bike first so you can see exactly what it is I'm talking about. All right, so here is the mount that I'm talking about. It is this deal here, and like I said, this is a really super strong, it's actually multiple magnets. You can probably see that on the camera, and it sticks well, so I'm not really concerned with it flying off or anything like that. I just don't like it sitting on the paint because, again, dirt can get underneath it, and from the vibrations it'll slowly start to wear some kind of circle patch on it or something like that, and I just don't want that, right? So here's my thought, is if I can create a docking spot and actually put this guy like right here, then I think that would work out fine. Now if you notice, it kind of sticks because this part of it is metal, but that is not, so it just kind of slides off. So my thinking is I can create a docking for this thing utilizing this little screw hole here. So if I don't have nails to be able to pop this up, but if you've got a Road King like this one, oh, there we go, I think I got it. Oh yeah. All right, then you know there's the little hidden screw there. I want to attach, so I'm going to create a circle with a tab and then drive a screw through there, or using that same screw essentially to continue to hold this down and put my cell phone in a spot like that. So let's get to cracking. Let me show you what materials I'm going to use and then we'll make it happen. Okay, so what we're going to use is some, I think this 16 gauge steel that I have left over from Lord knows what other project I have. Now you can tell this thing is not the shiniest spoon in the drawer. That's okay. We'll polish that up. But what's most important to me is that this thing sticks to it, and that ain't going nowhere, right? So it should be pretty simple in that all we'll need to do is draw a circle around the area we want this magnet to stick to, and then give ourselves that tab space to be able to put the screw through and mount it to the dash or console, whatever the hell they call that thing. So let me go ahead and draw out the pattern and I'll bring you back. All right, guys, so we've got our pattern laid out. So the dash little circle thing where you saw me pull the tab out of, that is an 1.5 inch in diameter circle. So I just kind of cheated and used a hole saw that was very close to it to draw my circle there, and then took the magnet off of the phone mount. And I mean, realistically, if I wanted to, I could probably just screw the mount onto there. And that's something I may consider. I got to drill the same hole no matter what, so it doesn't matter if I use the magnet or whatever. Yeah, we'll see. Anyhow, let me cut this shape out before I go changing my mind. I'm going to probably, I don't know if I can use tin snips on this. It's pretty thick stuff, so I may have to use a cutting wheel to get this through. And yeah, that'll be fun. So let me get to it. Okay guys, so we've got a little snowman shape. Who would have thought? We're getting very close. And if you're watching this and you see me doing this stuff and you're like, that guy doesn't know what he's doing, you are 110% correct. I don't. I'm winging it. I've never built anything like this before, so I'm doing the best that I can as far as what I can think of at the moment and thinking about it on the fly. So if you see me doing something that could have been done better, then comment it below. Be constructive. Don't be a jerk. You know what I mean? Let me know. Let other people know. Go, hey, instead of using that tool, use that tool, whatever it is. Or if you see me doing something extremely unsafe, call it out as well. I'm trying to be safe as possible. I'm wearing a little face shield here to make sure nothing flies up in my face. It is not the best face shield, but it's better than nothing. But now at this point, since I am close to what I need this to be, I'm just going to start grinding until I get the surface nice and rounded and smooth. And that's going to take a little bit. So I'm not going to record that because literally it's just a bunch of sparks. Not a big deal. And I'll bring it back as soon as I get this thing, the shape of it laid out. All right, guys. So I ended up breaking out the big gun here. This is a like single speed friggin' cutoff wheel. So that's the big monster. And I've got my shape pretty cut out well. So now I'm gonna just take a file and file it down so it's nice and smooth and a little bit better rounded. Just a little bit more like precise than what I can do with that cutoff wheel. But it's coming along. And then we'll get to drilling our hole in this. And hopefully we've got a screw on hand that'll fit it. So let me get to filing. That's going to take a little while, but I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've got it cleaned up a little bit. I'm not going to put the polish on it just yet, but I needed to flatten it out a little bit. And this is something I need to get a grinder. I could have probably moved this a lot faster had I had one, but I don't. So you got to work with what you got. So hand files, you know, hammer in the floor to keep the metal straight. I mean, whatever you got, right? So I've got the design that I want. And now at this point, I just need to find center of this to put my hole through and we can test fit it. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, guys, so kind of moment of truth before we go and spend a whole bunch of time to make it look pretty, because it sure in the hell don't look pretty. While this in, I am switching out to a little bit longer screw than the stock, just to make sure we get it full fitment, or it goes down all the way, because it did look pretty short. So that seems to go in pretty good there. I'm gonna have to countersink it too, because I want it to sit a little bit more flush, and it is a, I don't know, funnel style screw. I don't know what it's called. Anyhow, so that's what it looks like on there. Of course, it looks ugly, and this magnet is strong as hell, so you don't want to pinch your fingers. There you go. So you can take your phone, put it in the holder. Boom, you're good to go. Now I'll probably put my little webbing thing on there because I like that additional security, but it doesn't get in the way of the switch, so that's nice. That's perfect, actually. And being up that high, sitting down is not gonna be a problem. It's not gonna, it's hitting my volume knob there, but with the air getting underneath, it's not easily gonna be able to, I'm pulling up a good amount. There's no way, like I'd have to be doing like 200 miles an hour to probably get this stupid thing. In fact, pulling up on it, it's probably flexing or bending the metal. So you can tell how strong that magnet is. But I think we're good there. So now let's do the make it pretty phase, and then we'll reinstall it and see what it looks like. All right, so I've kind of polished this up a little bit with just using some sandpaper discs or sanding discs. You can see, that's kind of what we started from. That's where we're at right now. So now I'm going to use some, I got some polishing wheels to hit it with. I need to do this side first before I want to do that, to get this sanded up to the same level. And then that way I can just kind of do both sides. But let me work through that process, and I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like.
Inside of me, you better watch out if you ignite me's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more, feeding from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick. You left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. feeling pressure. It's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather. Yo, I'm a go-getter, try to do it like me, but I do it better. I got a mind that's clever, the beast inside is competitive as ever. I'm conscious, my subconscious, an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness, I can honest believe. But don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. He's locked away inside with the key controlled by fight or flight. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Okay guys, so this is one of the things I like to do is kind of take a quick look at where we came from to where we're at. So this is the chunk of metal that we used to cut our bracket from, or whatever you want to call it, mount. So we went from that. Here's our little snowman. So after the polishing process, you can see how much better this is. Now, of course, it's, you know, I used vice grips on it and everything like that. So of course it's not perfect, but pretty nice little process there. So now we can go ahead and put this on the bike and see what it looks like. All right, so I got it mounted on the bike, and now it's just put the mount on there. Like I said, all you have to do now is place your phone in it. If you're like me, you like to use the additional rubber thing here. You can do that. I'm not going to put the bottom one on just for demonstration, but that's what it looks like. It's not bad, and really don't, I mean, you see this, but I mean, if you're doing a bike show or something like that, you're probably not going to leave your phone mount there anyways. So that's what we're looking like. All right, guys, so there you go, man. Easy mount to make. It didn't take a whole lot of work. Just a little cutting here and there, some filing. I probably spent a total of maybe 3 or 4 hours just putting it together. So doing the cutting, doing the polishing and all that. The polishing probably took the longest part of it. But at the end of the day, I've got a pretty cool place to mount my phone while I'm riding the King. It's not on the paint, it's removable. So if I want to take that thing off, plug the hole with the little logo on there, it's gone. Nobody knows the difference. So I think it's a straight up win. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. I'm hoping it brought some values or maybe gave you an idea to create something on your own. Yeah, if you enjoy my content, love to have you as a member of our community. Become a subscriber, join us, provide your input. If you, again, have a better way or know of a better tool that could be used, let us know. Granted, you know, sometimes you just don't have either a skill set like welding or plasma cutters or any of that stuff, but just, you know, they weren't always around, so how did people do it before? And that's what I really like, is finding out how all the old graybeards used to do it back in the day and trying to apply that kind of skill set to this garage work. So until my next video does post, I hope to see you in the win.